Welcome and thank you for joining the Victors Nation show. I am your host, Jason Robinson. The other boys, Derek McCarty and Dre Fame. We're ready to talk post game week one recap. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for free. We're at 270 members right now. The goal is at 500. Please show your support and subscribe. Also, follow us and listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts if you missed all the action tonight. And remember, we'll probably be talking about it a lot this month, but reminder September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Please go to our shop, please, and order your Cora merchandise. Again, she's fighting leukemia, and all proceeds go to the Fuller family. So appreciate all your support again. Derek, let's kick it off, man.
Yeah, as we're talking Cora's crew here, if you're watching us, whether you're watching us live or tuning in later, here's an example of what our Cora's crew t-shirts look like. All proceeds are being donated to the Fuller family. Also, feel free, here is the Venmo link to donate directly to the Fuller family if you would rather do that. We do also have it set up on the shop that when you check out, it gives you an option to give in additional donation, which several people have done to this point when they've checked out, which will completely go to the Fuller family as well. So thank you for the support. Something that we will continue to bring awareness to, not only all month, but especially this month, but that we will continue to bring awareness to all year. So any questions, any additional ways to support, feel free to reach out to us because every little bit helps.
Yes.
Every little bit.
But all right, wild weekend. So my voice is still coming back a little bit from the weekend. Shout out to Blue by 90s tailgate for basically getting me set up and primed for an enjoyable evening at the big house and an enjoyable 7-hour drive home afterwards. Not the same night, just so everyone knows. The next day.
Wait, the still horse yet too. And my
Yeah.
face is peeling. Fucking sunbird.
Yeah. A lot of sun. But it was a blast. Shout out to anyone that that we met for the first time.
I'm glad.
Was it cut out?
Might be. But shout out to.
I think I was.
Yeah. Shout out to everyone that that came and met up with us. Shout out to everyone that we met for the first time. Fun atmosphere and a lot of really great people along the way. But let's talk about the game. Let's talk about week one. The Bryce Underwood era officially got underway, and I thought he looked sharp. One of my big takeaways was that Bryce looks sharp. But just a couple of key things to highlight on the offensive side of the ball. Bryce Underwood, 21 to 31, 251 yards, 1 touchdown. Most importantly, no turnovers. Justice Haynes, he looked electric with the ball in his hands. 16 carries, 159 yards, 3 touchdowns. Marlon Klein, probably the surprise of the night, was Marlon Klein coming out here and looking like Colston Loveland. So 6 catches, 93 yards, and a touchdown. So offense, I thought looked very creative under Chip Lindsey, doing things that we haven't seen a lot of Michigan offensive coordinators do. RPOs, running the football, getting Samaj Morgan involved early, first play of the game. Everyone in the world probably expected a run off tackle.
Oh,
nope.
Dude, I was shocked. I was shocked. But
couple comments coming in. Derek Bender, thanks for joining.
What's up, man?
Brett, he looked very poised
up,
as a
baby?
freshman. Absolutely, we'll probably touch on his 2-minute drive here shortly. Yep. Emily, go blue. Emily, we were waiting for you all day.
See you next. See you this weekend, Em.
You texted Jason and said you were on your way, and so we waited for you, and you never showed up.
Well, Derek was supposed to grab a flight too, and he never showed up either. So
Yeah,
there's two people.
that's right. We see where we stand
Just
on cross country flights.
a little disappointed, but it's all
Uh-huh.
good. You're here
I
now.
get to chill
You're
with
here
him
now.
this weekend and y'all don't. Uh-huh.
Some
Uh-huh.
adventures.
You know it.
Good. Well, cool. Well, let me hear what you guys think, Jason. So we're sitting next to each other. We probably have a lot of similar thoughts on the game. Apologies again to the friendly people 2 rows below Jason that he spilled a beer on right when we walked into the stadium.
Ooh.
But
I didn't hear that
I was
story.
driving.
I didn't hear that story yet.
I didn't even spill a beer on them. It went
just,
on the guy's butt a little bit.
It went down and
wiping it off.
Yeah, went down onto the bleachers. It didn't get on them.
Yeah, and then her phone got wet or whatever too, and I'm like, I don't know.
I know they was
all
pissed.
Good. Just throw it in some rice.
What were some of your takeaways? What were some of your big takeaways on the offensive side of the ball?
So offensively, I think my biggest takeaway, Bryce, mistake-free football, right? So we talked about that a little bit last week. Young guy doesn't act like it. Some passes weren't there. Some balls should have been caught, but his debut, like you said, Derek, was a success. 100% success. It was awesome just being in Michigan Stadium to see him in person and playing that game. Fans are probably wondering a little bit why later in the game why the starters were still in there. Well, we got a big one this week, right? We'll segue into that later. But we don't got those 3 straight non-conference games anymore. So, I think that's a big reason why. This is their first game live action. You want them to still in there. Prayers for no injuries or anything like that, but still. But a little bit back to Bryce. So, I love that we came up passing. Derek, you mentioned that. That surprised me a little bit. I thought we were just going to do a halfback dive or something up the middle just to kind of get the offense or the passing game going. But we utilized some odds like we said we would, right? They've been talking about that. First pass was him. He said, quote unquote, that boosted his confidence a lot up too. But nothing crazy besides Goodwin and the Bell catches. But I thought the receivers actually looked pretty good. Created separation, and especially if it was just a short game, even for a first down or a second and short. So Bryce also broke the U of M record for yards passing by a true freshman in their debut, so their very first game at Michigan, with 251 yards as a freshman. So congrats to him. That's a crazy stat. First game, just turned 18, fucking nuts. But we talked about this before we went live too. He got sacked on that play, right? So a little bit later in the game, he got sacked. 39 yards. I think it was under the 1 minute and 56-second drive. I can't remember, but got sacked. Just bounced back, threw a 39-yard pass to Channing Goodwin, and that pass was the longest pass that we had. That was the longest pass play from last season. Isn't that crazy? 39-yard pass to Channing Goodwin. That was the longest pass that we had compared to last season, and that was the first game. So crazy. Derek, you talked about Marlon Klein. I brought it up last week. There's a lot of talented tight ends in that group, in that room, but he came out. It gave me close in Loveland vibes, but he's Marlon Klein, right? That's his name. He made big plays. He got open, and that's what our tight ends have to do in this offense, especially in a Chip Lindsey offense. But he had himself a game with some amazing catches and caught Bryce Underwood's first touchdown pass in his career in college football. So, man, it was awesome. It was just crazy. But speaking of his first touchdown pass as well, too, I think that one ball got over 2 defenders' hands. Good pass, but I didn't think he was catching that, and he did. Dude, I think the surprise of the game for me wasn't Bryce Underwood. He's a natural talent, he is. But Marlon Klein, man, I think he's my dude. That was just a crazy performance by him and how he played. and the effort that he showed, just blocking as well too. But he was just an absolute beast, absolute beast.
Yeah. One thing to hop in and touch on too is going back to Bryce a little bit. So 21 to 31, 251 yards, one touchdown, most passing yards in a debut by a freshman in Michigan history.
Yep.
And it could have been significantly more. He very easily Michigan's receivers were credited with 4 drops, and that's not including the long ball that probably should have been caught and probably would have been a touchdown if it was. So he very easily could have been 26 for 31 with over 300 yards passing, with a little help from the receivers there. So he looked fantastic, I thought, without a doubt. Dre, what were some of your primary thoughts initially about what you saw from the offense?
First I'm gonna start with Bryce. Bryce, I'm gonna give him A minus. He played great, 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 great. Don't get me wrong, but I need him to put a little bit more touches on the ball. I think I seen every pass. It like it was shot out of a cannon. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that the receivers gonna have to adjust if you know what I'm saying, but I think I need a little bit more touch. But I think that's gonna come with more games and more, you know what I'm saying, live action. You know what I'm saying? But that's the only bad thing I can take from his performance. Like, you know what I'm saying? But everything else was was magnificent, excuse me, to be a freshman doing his first start. Now let me go to the running backs now. Um Justin Hayes played fantastic. Like I didn't see that coming at all. I was expecting split carries, which they did have split carries, I believe, but Justice Hayes just did the most with his carries. I think he had a couple more carries than him, which is fine, but Justice Hayes made the most of his carries, and that's a credit to the offensive line. They made me real proud. Even though it's against New Mexico State, no disrespect to New Mexico State. It's not top tier opponents. So we'll have to see how it goes this week. But as far as week 1, I was very, very, very impressed by Justice Hayes. I didn't, from watching his highlights, it seemed like he just didn't skip a beat from last year. He fit right in perfectly. And I think by the end of the year, if he can keep going, he could put himself on the Heisman list. Now, wide receivers. I think them was the biggest letdowns of the whole game for me. I feel like we gotta do more as wide receivers. We gotta have more explosive plays. Maybe they wouldn't dialing them up, but I didn't see too much separation like you seen, Jason. I seen a little bit, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't a separation that I was wanting to see. Our defense played good. They made a little bit of mistakes, you know what I'm saying? But I think that all will get ironed out when practice this week. But my only, like I said, my only concern has been the wide receivers. Everything else was a great game from us. Not saying the wide receivers didn't have a great game, but I want to see more from McCulley, and I want to see more from Shanning and Samaj. I want to see more from all three. Klein did his job. I'm not worried about him. He did his thing. So but the rest of them, I need them to do a little bit more for me.
Yeah, let's dive into some comments here. A couple comments that have come in since we got into it. Emily going back. One day I'll meet you guys in Ann Arbor. Brett, glad you guys weren't in my section. Derek coming out to Ann Arbor next season for the PSU game.
Man.
Sue, way to go, Jason. Just glad you made it to the stadium. That was a concern the night before that maybe he wouldn't,
Jesus.
but we kept it under control.
Thanks, Sue.
CJ Frazier, Bryce looked good. Still needs to get more creative in the red zone. Take advantage of McCauley in one-on-ones. I think that's a little bit of what Dre was alluding to on the receiver side of things. Dre, my guy. This was from
we had
Mar
Bredesen,
Marsky.
too. Yeah, he had Bredesen wide open on that one play too that we settled for a field goal to make it 17, but it's blocked.
Yeah, I think he had McCauley open there too. Marmarski, Dre, my guy, we took a picture at the game. Derek, again, surprised they didn't let him run a play or two. I think that they had him. It looked like they had some. They had some RPOs that they dialed up for sure, but it looked like they had some read option plays that he probably. My guess is he was just told not to. He laid a hit. He laid a hit on Justice Haynes' touchdown run. That was probably the most violent play that he was part of all the game when he put a block out there to get Justice in the end zone. But
I mean, I don't want him doing that, but he chopped the shoulder on him for sure.
Yeah,
he's tough, dude.
Yeah,
we just we just lost Dre, but next
Dre fell off. He'll be back on. Shane Justice was the one that stood out to me. Thought the O-line looked pretty good too. Yeah, we'll get to the O-line in a second because there's a little bit that I want to talk about the O-line, but I just think a couple things that I thought I would like to see a little bit different is we had first and goal from the 6 and ended up kicking a field goal. I would just like to see our offensive line just move that defensive line out of the way. The defensive line was undersized. They were aggressive. They were creative. They were running stunts. It was a well-coached team. New Mexico's a well-coached team. We'll talk about that a little bit too. But in general, I thought that the offensive line played pretty good. There wasn't many glaring mistakes. Shane again also thought they needed to take more chances with McCauley and air it out to give him a chance to go up and get it. But maybe they were holding back to get play calls to get things ready for Oklahoma. And we spread the ball around too.
A little bit more too.
Yeah, he spread the ball around quite a bit. Jason did not do the slap. Shit though, the slap shot. Yeah, he did not.
Thank God for that, Shane. Thanks for taking that for me. Appreciate it, man.
Travis, need more push from the D-line. The tough thing was they were getting rid of the ball so fast that they were like one of the ball was out of the quarterback's hands at one of the fastest rates in all of college football this weekend. So that made it a little bit difficult, but I agree. But also we got to keep in mind that we're comparing to a pretty elite defensive line for the last couple of years. So I think there's still some auditioning to figure out who's the 1 and who's the 2 at some positions across the defensive line. So we saw a lot of rotation. But
you got to remember too, like that quarterback was on his ass a lot. So like we were there all game. We were there. There was no flags or anything like that. We're gonna get into penalties as well too later in the show, but we were on him. So we'll just need a little bit more push this week. It's going to be an interesting one for sure.
For sure. CJ and Bryce better not do that run blocking shit again. Yeah, not until it's needed. Not against a team like New Mexico. Macaulay's 6'5", throw that jump ball. Yeah, exactly. I mean, even there was hype built up for him for how he did in spring ball, how he did in the fall, how he did all summer. I was hoping to see them let him rip a little bit, and we didn't necessarily see that.
Yeah,
he wasn't force fed. Samaj Morgan was force fed.
I think we're going to see McCauley actually throw the ball this year a couple of times too, and some trick plays as well. We'll get there.
Yeah. Travis, the DN and linebacker got there, not DT. Yeah, that's where I think we didn't have. I mean, solid, stout in the run game. Damon Payne was the anchor of the defensive line. He had a fantastic game inside. Yeah. Just not the interior pass rush. And when you get used to Kenneth Grant and Mason Graham providing an interior pass rush, that's going to be a tough gap to fill. But hopefully we see a little bit more of that. And Brett will open up the playbook more against Oklahoma.
We have to.
I think so, but I think we put a lot on film already. Like, you know, yeah, we were probably a little vanilla, but that wasn't vanilla compared to what we saw last year, by any means. I mean, there was a lot more creativity. You know, receivers, you know, there was open guys and they were schemed open. The route concepts that were running, and one of the things that I absolutely loved, and you know, there may still be some meshing and developing with the offensive line, but the way that we constantly moved the pocket, we had Rice rolling right, Bryce rolling left, Bryce dropping straight back into the pocket. There was a lot of creativity on what we did with Bryce to get him rolling, get him out of the pocket, move the pocket. That makes it really difficult for defensive lines to rush the passer, which I think is going to be big next week when we get to Oklahoma, because Oklahoma is a Brett Venables run team. They're going to be strong defensively. And Travis, O-line did have a few blown coverages. Yeah, a couple, and they got away with it. For the most part, but that's because they were playing a lesser talent, undersized defense. But one of the things that I wanted to touch on with the offense too is, you know, I think, so Justice Haynes, so Dre was talking about snaps. So I pulled it up. Justice Haynes got 42 snaps to Jordan Marshall's 23. Micah Capano is the only other running back that got any plays in the game. With one snap, one run. Looks like he maybe got dinged up a little bit on that run. So we'll have to wait and see there. But I think we all kind of expected, and this one game sample size doesn't mean that this is not the case, but I think we all expected that it was going to be 1A and 1B in a pretty even timeshare. But I think what we actually have is a 1 and a 2. I think that Justice Haynes is RB1 and Jordan Marshall is RB2, versus the 1A and 1B that we thought we were going to get. Now, Jordan Marshall didn't necessarily pop anything big this game, but we know what he's capable of. We've seen him dominate Alabama. And part of that's just meshing with the offensive line. There were a couple of plays where, if you watch the plays and you watch the replays, a little bit of a better block here or there, and there's a gap. Other plays, just let the play develop a little bit, and it was going to be there. So I think, all in all, I didn't see anything concerning. The only thing that really bugged me, well, two things that bugged me related to the offensive line is, I would have loved to see a no doubt confidence on 4th and 1 early in the game when it was 14-0, for us to go for that and get it and pile on, because we could have very easily blown the doors off that game really early. And I want the confidence that you trust your offensive line to get that yard regardless of the situation, especially against a team like that. And it bugged me that we had 1st and goal from the 6-yard line, and we couldn't just dominate the line of scrimmage to get in the end zone. And those were the two things that stood out the most, that I think from now to later in the season, I want to have that confidence, because 2 years ago we would have went for it on that 4th down without a doubt.
Yes,
and 2 years ago we would have scored a touchdown.
So that one sucked too. Like, I mean, I know that it wasn't a fan favorite to punt it there, but it felt like a Ryan Day call. Like, just go for it.
Yeah.
So, not saying we would have got it, but like, I think the way we were moving the ball up 14-0, we could have gotten that 1st down easily, and then made that like a 3-touchdown lead. 21-0. And then with the turnovers on special teams, I mean, that easily could have been a 14-14 game at one point. Easily a 14-14 game if we don't get that ball back.
Yeah. Real quick, while we were there and we met several of you, I just want to highlight that a lot of you we were wearing our Victors Nation merchandise Friday and Saturday. A lot of you were asking about what where you could get it. Well, thevictorsnation.com/shop. Go there. We've got several different options from t-shirts to caps to sweatshirts, and even still selling these Hammer
These
D's,
nuts.
which are becoming more
Year
and more
round.
relevant by the week. So if you want any Victors Nation gear, the victorsnation.com/shop. That is also where our Cora's Crew collection is. And a reminder that
Yes.
all Cora's Crew merchandise, all proceeds are being donated to the Fuller family to help support Cora, who is a 6-year-old battling childhood leukemia. So amazing family. A couple weeks back, if you didn't catch our live podcast with Katie Fuller telling Cora's story, please go back and listen to it. Have a box of tissues with you. We pretty much needed them for the majority of the podcast,
And
but something.
we're gonna share it again as well too. I mean, it'll be back
Yep.
out there streaming.
Something we're going to continue to support.
Let's get to Travis's comment here too.
Yeah,
I mean, we're gonna get to
segue
it
us.
anyways, but
This will segue us to the defensive side of the ball. Don't forget about the DBs not zoning in on their tight end number 7. So
sophomore.
Let's welcome Dre back, and
what's up, dude?
And then we'll get to the defensive side of the ball. So a couple things to highlight. So tight end Dorian Thomas. Hey, he had himself a hell of a ball game. And you know what? Oklahoma or New Mexico's coach, what's his name? Jason Eck. That guy's a good football coach. And so don't be completely surprised that they hung around. If you're not familiar with who Jason Eck is, he was Idaho's football coach last year before moving to New Mexico. And so if you go and look back to last year, Idaho played Oregon to start the season. And that game ended up being 24-14. They took Oregon into the fourth quarter. And Oregon was one of the best teams in college football. So that guy's a good coach. And Dorian Thomas, man, he played a great game. And they designed some plays to get the ball into his hands that were just good. There's just some good play designs. A little bit of it you just got to tip your cap, and a little bit of it you got to be like, damn, somebody wasn't where they were supposed to be on that play. But
I mean, he's extremely highly creative coach, extremely innovative as well too. Like, not giving an excuse, because definitely we got some later in the game, like early mid-season last year vibes of miscommunication in the secondary, but I'm not really too worried about it there. I think we're highly talented in that room. But still, Travis, I mean, yeah, you got a point. It kind of gave you some concerns a little bit and kind of gave you a little PTSD from last year. But
Catch me up. What happened? What's going
regardless,
on?
we're talking about
number 7,
Oklahoma's tight
so
end,
sophomore.
or New Mexico's tight end.
New Mexico's tight end, number 7, sophomore, scored 2 touchdowns back of the end zone, opposite sides of the field.
I was about to say he was going to work.
Just miscommunication from the defensive backs, or just the secondary in general. But I mean, I'm
was
not
that
too
miscommunication or some good plays? Because I think that goal line play was just a great play.
That's what we talked about. It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
It's it's innovation and creativity from Jason Eck, which is an extremely good head coach. Took Oregon, pretty close, lost by 10, but coached at Idaho, and we got to remember too. We were talking about on the way back there. There's a lot of Idaho players on that team from his program last year, so a lot of players familiar with his scheme. Yes.
Yeah.
So, and then a little bit of both. It's like also miscommunication on our end as well too. So it's a little bit of both for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and so Emily had popped on here, number 7. He was clearly hurt too. He was.
I thought
before
so.
He scored his touchdown.
I thought so.
Before he scored his second touchdown, he came off the field banged up, and then he came back on the field, and it's always hard to know exactly what the defensive call was, because it looked like they were in a man concept on their second touchdown. And honestly, he shook Jair Hill. He shook Jair Hill pretty good and got open.
Mm-hmm.
But it also looked like there should have been somebody sitting back.
Somebody over. I thought so too.
Yeah, it looked like there should have been somebody deep that bit on the run. And I did not.
Well, even
I didn't go and
one.
rewatch the game to see who the player was that it looked like bit, but I don't know if it was Mangum. It might have been Mangum.
Second.
The second.
The first one or the
second
so
one.
First
one, honestly. First one, I'm just gonna tip my cap. It was a fake quarterback sneak, and they snapped it under the quarterback's legs to the running back, and he threw it over the
play,
top.
Bro.
Everyone,
that was a good play, bro.
That play is going to just the execution of the snap getting to the back between the quarterback's legs. That's gonna work like 50%. It's only gonna get that far 50% of the time.
No matter what play was called, I mean, I don't know. We don't know what play was called. I mean, we might find out after, but someone's got to fucking stay home.
Yeah,
gotta stay fucking home.
But hey, it's a good learning. It's a good learning play.
Right?
Facts. It is.
Facts.
It's a two-way street, no matter what you look
at. Secondary. So CJ then secondary is definitely going to be the weak spot of the defense, but will definitely get better.
I think it'll get better regardless.
With more back.
I think it's all gonna come with more reps, CJ. I think they still young. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They got to get back into it. I think it was more jitters than talent. I don't think I don't think we suck at secondary. I think it's more we'll be able to tell this week. I'll tell you that. Like we'll be able to, because they wide receivers got jiggy in week 1. You know what I'm saying? I want to say at least 3 of them got over 50 yards, and I want to say Lewis he got 115. Go ahead. What'd you say?
One of them's pissed off. I was just gonna say one of them's pissed off because he didn't get offered from Michigan.
So exactly.
He's from Belleville.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was before I was, doing my recruiting, trying to do my recruiting thing. On just talking shit.
We'll get him next year.
That snap literally rolled on the ground. Yeah, it was literally. It was a play from.
I think that's like a little.
Hey, facts. It did. That's what made the play work, though. It rolled on the ground because everybody thought, like, you know what I'm saying, like it was a wrap, and he had the ball. That's why the running back had to bend down and grab it, and then throw the ball. You know what I'm saying? So it worked perfectly. I think it was supposed to be like that. To be honest,
it was.
That's how it looked in my eyes.
Yeah, perfectly executed. And then this other piece, where is Rod Moore? He's still. I honestly, I would be surprised if we saw him prior to Nebraska.
I told you. I mean, I told. Well, I'm sorry, I ain't tell you. I told. I was just talking about that on the other pod, and like I said, I don't think we're gonna see him until like the middle of the season, maybe the end of the season. They say he's possible, but
Nebraska. Or Wisconsin,
they say he's possible.
We'll probably see him in Big 10 play week 1 or week 2 of that conference play.
How he looked, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I think that would help.
Really, like, I don't want that question stemming off of, like, I have concerns in the secondary. Like, I really do not have concerns in the secondary. Like, win or lose next week, like, I don't. I think we're gonna
even if we lose, and because I don't think we're gonna lose. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying, even if we lose and John Mateer put up another 400 yards on us, bro, and it's because I don't know. It's gonna be because of somebody.
But it might not be the secondary as well too. Like, how much time is he giving as well? What schemes are we writing up? It's a team sport. So I mean, that's our job. I mean, that's why we're gonna come on fucking next week as well too, and we're gonna break the game down like we are right now. It could be. I just think we still have a talented secondary. Last year I was concerned with the youth. The year before I was still concerned, like, even though we had a fucking, Mikey Savastrill and everyone else, but like, I don't know why. It's a room that always kind of concerns me at Michigan a little bit, but I still think there's a lot of growing there, and I'm like, Rod Moore still might not be that difference. Yes, he's a voice. We still need him out there, but regardless, like, someone's got to start stepping up back there.
I need to see more from Zeke Berry and Jair Hill. I need to see more from both. like this week is gonna test it. Like I said, they had 3 wide receivers that went over 50 yards, if I'm mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm saying? And one that went for over 100. So they trying to throw the ball. It's gonna be on our defensive line and on our cornerbacks. But I feel like I don't know, man. We shall see. I just feel like Michigan is dialing
I mean,
something up.
they couldn't run the fucking ball. I know that. So they totaled 103
Yeah.
yards. I mean, Justice Hayes already got trumped that with 159 by himself. And then their top running back got 44 yards. So they can't
If we
run the
could take
fucking
away their
ball. I mean,
run,
we'll
they in
see if they were
trouble.
just playing. We'll just see if they're playing vanilla. But, like, if we can throw some solid packages together against that, quarterback that likes to bet on games or whatever he wants. Hey, dude, if he wants to bet on this game and take an L, go for it, bro. I'm all for it.
And
We'll
then
easily go
how
2 and
much
0.
how much of
But still,
a vanilla schedule? I mean vanilla package did we put in, or was that what I'm saying? Like,
more
was that
vanilla
bullshit
than
plays? You know what I mean? Was that bullshit plays
no.
that we probably not gonna see? I'm not gonna say that
Well,
bullshit plays, but you know what I'm saying, plays that you know
yeah.
what I mean. That's not going. You know what I'm trying to
No,
say.
I
Like, go ahead.
I do like Derek was kind of talking. We were talking about it before you jumped back on, and it was more vanilla than what we were. I mean, than what we were typically seeing, especially last season. But at the same time, there was definitely some schemes, offensive schemes on purpose to get specific individuals open. So, especially tight end Marlon
But
Klein.
do you
So,
think they showed schemes in game one?
no, I don't think so.
I
I think
think
we're going to
there's
see Bryce utilize his legs too in week
yeah.
2. I think he'll have to.
I think they put enough on tape that Oklahoma has to prepare for a lot of different looks, but
Mhm.
they probably didn't get super deep. It's hard to say, but I'll tell you what, it looked a hell of a lot more creative
Yeah.
offensively than what we've seen. And then on the
Oh, don't
defensive
get me
side of the
wrong. I was
ball,
happy with the offense. I'm just saying, like, I just want to. I hope it be more to it because I want to see Bryce run. He can run. Like I want
I
to see more
And
because we could
that's,
definitely gonna need more. Um, you know what I'm saying
yeah.
throughout the season, especially this Saturday because Oklahoma coming in trying with a point to prove, and I know Venable's gonna try to coach his ass off.
Yeah. And
I
it's
will
coming.
say,
I was
well,
just going to say,
I'll say
coming
that.
from a. Go ahead.
Good. I'll say I think the defense was much more vanilla than the offense was
Yeah.
this time around. I think that Wink
Okay,
scheme has a lot more wrinkles and a lot more to show than he put out there in this game, um,
okay.
because I don't think we saw a super creative. We didn't necessarily see the exotic type looks that he can generate. We saw a lot of
No.
thud. Strap up when you're playing that defense because those boys were fucking hitting out there. Brandon
Now,
Hillman stuck out. Ernest Hausman stuck out. Jayshon Barham stuck out. Mason Curtis stuck out. Those guys were hitting hard,
now with that being
which I
said,
love seeing.
it now with that being said, what you going off what you just said with him being vanilla on defense, is you think that is the because of the I mean that caused the mistakes we made because I mean or them to score. I wouldn't say mistakes because we rarely made mistakes on defense, but
Well, I mean,
since
I
he
think
was
that's
being so simple
penalties.
on defense, that you know what I'm saying, that made them score or look
And
like
it's
they could do
penalties.
what they want.
It, it extended the drive. It
That
kept
too,
extending drives. It's fucking penalties. It was like, what was the total? 65 yards or something?
Yeah.
yeah,
That shit's got to
So
something
get
like
cleaned
that.
up real quick. We got less than a week.
so so penalties, but also don't forget how all right, so they dinked and dunked us for one drive and then had the trick play on 4th and 1 where they faked the quarterback sneak and threw it over the top. Then we fumbled the kickoff and defense held them right there. Right, defense said put the ball down. You're not going anywhere. I don't care where you put the ball down on the field, and held them to a field goal. And then their other touchdown uh, later in the game came on the Jayshon Barham sack that was originally a sack fumble. It wasn't a fumble. It should have just been a sack. If the refs would have made a good call initially on that play, they probably never would have reviewed it for targeting. And since they reviewed it because they called it a fumble, then they called targeting. Right. So that extended the drive. And then off of that, they threw that completion, which was an incompletion. But they on the sideline, and then they ran and they hurried up and they got the ball off before anyone could have challenged it. Honestly, two things. If I'm going to be critical to Sharon Moore, one thing is go for it on 4th and 1 when you're up 14-0.
Facts.
The other thing is
Facts.
call timeout.
Yes.
Call timeout right there. When you have a play that has a high probability of being an incompletion and it's going to lead to a defensive stop, if it is, call a timeout and let that play get reviewed. And he didn't. And so then they dinked and dunked us a little bit again to get into the red zone. And yeah, I'd love to see the stops there. But I think it was a combination of holding back a little bit, not intentionally, not trying to not make a stop, but just not showing all of their cards when they didn't need to defensively. And, a couple misassignments here and there, which is tough to get on film. I also wonder, too, going into games like that, it's a little bit different. So New Mexico had an entire new team, an entire new coaching staff. So Michigan didn't have anything to necessarily game plan off of. There's no tendencies to go off of, right? There's no, this is what they do on 3rd and short. This is what they do on 2nd and medium. This is what they do when they're on the hash towards their sideline this is what they do when they're in the middle of the field, etc. So there's no tendencies for the defense to go off of. And so part of me wonders, were we coaching against them or were we coaching for ourselves, right? And what I mean by that is, were we putting our looks out there to get some of the looks that we wanted out there, to get the reps out there, to get stuff on film and coach it up and sharpen it up, versus trying to call a play that's going to stop 3rd and 3? Are we more concerned about beating Oklahoma 24-17 than we are beating New Mexico 34-3, right? I think.
To be honest, I think they've been coaching for Oklahoma since training started. I don't really think they game plan for New Mexico. I think they just went out there with a vanilla, okay, we're going to do these couple plays, this set defense, and you know what I'm saying? Are we going to our talent going to out-talent theirs? To be honest, I think they really been just game planning for Oklahoma. That's just my opinion. But it just didn't feel like, not saying they was prepared, but I just don't feel like maybe on the off, the defensive side of the ball. I don't know. It was just, I guess it was just the vanilla, and they wasn't trying to show too much, because I don't think. That first goal line play, okay, cool, but that other touchdown, man, I don't know. It's just
got to make that
like
stop.
I said, man. Yeah, we can't do things like that against Oklahoma and expect to win the game, especially not in their home. You know what I'm saying? Because I hate to sound like a broken record. They have 3 receivers that went over 50 yards last game, so we'll see. We'll see.
A couple comments came in here. S. Dallas, it was vanilla as expected, but would love to see Bryce throw downfield a couple times and 2 to 3 runs. Rod Moore's health concerns me. Hope he bounces back quickly. Would love to have him back fully healthy at some point in the season. Barham suspension being upheld is a tell of how the calls will be the entire year. If we're expecting the NCAA to do something and help us out, they are not. But
Facts.
Actually, it sounded like the Big
Ten
was.
For us.
Yeah, it sounded like the Big Ten was on our side, though.
Yeah, Tony Petetti disagreed with the call as well, too.
They did well.
Bullshit.
They did well stopping the run, but need to step up in a big way in the passing game defense.
Yes.
Yes. Our run defense was great. So looking at, I don't know if anyone follows the Pro Football Focus grades after the games, but our run defense graded out at 90.5, which is fantastic. So in the 60s is average, 70s is above average.
What about our DBs though? What was our DB grade?
I don't know on that one, but one person that was one of our highest graded players on defense was Brandon Hillman. Brandon Hillman graded out well, and
Yeah,
he
that's
stood
my
out.
guy, bro.
That was one of
That's
the
my
guys
favorite
that
defensive
he was
player for this year's team.
he was everywhere. He was lighting people up. 5 tackles, interception. He was all over the place. He graded out at 78.3, which is a solid grade. Damon
Facts.
Payne anchored the defensive line with 82.8 grade. So Cole Sullivan graded out excellent. Jay Sean Barham graded out excellent. So while it sucks to lose Jay Sean Barham, that's the position that we're the deepest at, because now we're going to have Hausman, and we've got Rolder, and we've got Cole Sullivan. Cole Sullivan notched a interception as well. He was everywhere, man. Cole Sullivan is going to be a stud. All the hype that was built up about how good of a player he's going to be, I'm buying. I was like, hey, are we pumping this guy up? I'm excited about it because he's at a position where there's good guys in front of him. But man, that guy's he's gonna be a stud.
Now let me ask you: is he fast to y'all?
Cole Sullivan.
I was having I was having a debate with one of the people that sat around me, and I'm asking, I'm like, is he fast or is he not fast? Or because I feel like he kind of fast, like, you know what I'm saying. And when I ask you that, is he fast enough to keep up with tight ends?
I hope
Because
so. I mean,
a person was talking to me like he wasn't fast enough to keep up with tight ends, and I was like, I think he is.
It didn't appear that anyone was fast enough to keep up with their tight end on Saturday, because he tore us up. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. That's one of the toughest things out of the linebacker position is tight ends, and you got to be able to cover, right? You've got to be able to play the run. You've got to be able to get off offensive linemen, but you've got to be athletic enough to cover, and that's what separates good linebackers from great linebackers. Couple more comments. Oklahoma didn't run that well this week. No, they didn't. In fact, if you look at what took place in the Oklahoma game, they were only up 21-3 going into the fourth quarter. So it's not like they just absolutely blew the doors off. It was 2 more touchdown passes in the fourth quarter at the end of the game, but yeah, they weren't moving the ball on the ground. CJ Sullivan had himself a game. Brett, that's my Cole, is going to be a dog. That's my guy Cole. And then S. Dallas, I didn't realize till reading the snap count that EDOT was in for 17 plays. I didn't realize that either.
Yeah, they had him in too.
Yeah, he played.
They low key, they was playing everybody. That's what kind of concerned me, is they playing everybody for repetition, or is they playing everybody to see what's going on? Like, man, oh my God, this season, man. Come on, let's get it. We don't need no more down seasons. I don't need no more scary seasons. I don't need no more heartbreaks.
Hey, but that's what makes it fun.
For sure.
And any final thoughts on the home opener before we take a few minutes and just look ahead to what we need to do this weekend against Oklahoma to come away 2-0?
I'll go. I just feel like we played good, like I said, and when I first talked about it earlier, is maybe a scheme, or you know what I'm saying, play calling, but I just need to see a little bit more from our wide receivers, just a little bit more, man, and we'll be fine. I think the rest of the season, we got somebody that'll give it to you. So just get yourself open and get the ball. You know what I mean? So that's my takeaway.
Yeah, I think just TJ Guy is like one added pick, just showing his athleticism, like where he's grown from last year. So tremendous athlete, and then how he just went up there and grabbed it with one hand, still being held. That was just sick.
I was about to say, and getting held.
And getting held too, still one-handed. Linebackers look great. Hausman, Barham, Sullivan, Cole Sullivan, obviously Jimmy Rolder as well too. And then Cole Sullivan, 5 tackles, 1 sack, and then a big interception in the fourth quarter with like 6.5 minutes left. So he's gonna be a fucking stud. Like Hillman's hit, I fucking told you guys. He's gonna lay the wood all year like he has last year with those 2 big hits. Like he like remembered the Titans the fuck out of that guy on Saturday night. Like laid him out mid fucking field. Like that's the shit I want to see from Michigan football. Couple of
No, man.
miscommunication,
Hey,
but like I
no,
said,
we
shout
can't do
out.
it like that, man. You see, they gunning for us. They trying to knock us out game by game. They trying to do something, man. So
But
slow it
like
down
I
just a
said,
little
it's
bit.
just
Play
but
careful,
it's
baby.
just
Play careful.
but it's just crazy. Like there is some really good plays on both sides of the ball. Obviously, some really close calls on special teams as well too. But I liked what I saw. You know, fuck the spread. The 34.5. If you're a betting person, go
Oh,
for
I ain't
it.
worried about that.
But we're like I said, we said at the beginning of the year, we're still gonna play bull constrictor football. And might not always look pretty. Yeah, we probably made a mistake not going for 4th and 1 and controlling the game better. But regardless, I definitely like what I saw. And again, props to New Mexico's quarterback taking those shots. Because man, later in the game, like we heard some of those hits, like we heard the crunch, like from the stands. And there's a
Hey,
few times I didn't think that dude was gonna get up. So props to New Mexico's quarterback. We don't say this a lot, or shout out to like other players on opposing teams, but also too, their fans were fucking awesome. Like we
yeah, I
had a
like to
few of
think.
them come down by us as well too. Like they
Yeah,
were
I like to
cool as
think.
shit. Like I thought they were awesome. They loved the big house. We
They
talked to
were
them
just
at the
happy to be
hotel as
there.
well too. They were
Facts.
cool.
They were
Dude,
just
they
happy to
loved
be
it.
there. Yeah,
They
they were just
loved it.
happy to
And
be here.
um also again, real quick, thank you for the meet and greet at Pretzel Bell. That was awesome. Thank you for everyone that showed up. And even though like it feels like we've already met most of you, those of you that showed up, we actually met you, a lot of you in person for the first time. Got to celebrate a reception. So congrats to Draper and his newlywed as well too, his wife. Tailgate was lit. So thank you, Justin Rowe. We got a like from this episode from you too. We got to try the Maize and Blitz Woodson whiskey, which was freaking stellar. And that barbecue is the shit, dude.
Hey,
That
when do
was
that
so
come out?
fucking good.
Is that coming out anytime
So
soon?
good. I think next week or in 2 weeks. It's gonna be
Uh,
coming out really soon.
I forgot to
Really
taste that
soon.
when I was there. I
But
forgot I wanted to
like
taste
even
that.
but
We
dude, the
tasted like
barbecue.
we
I
tasted
bet.
a lot of
I
it.
have like
I bet.
I tasted
I
a
bet.
lot of it.
I bet. I bet.
Barbecue is really good though. Wow. I can't remember the name of the place, but it was so freaking good. Got to meet Eric Carter, Bryce's cousin, Brendan, aka Big Bird, Norton's dad as well too, and then
Yeah,
met the
Trevor
DJs,
Norton.
and then had the band there, and then we just met some really cool people at the tailgate. First time we've ever met him, some bigger names,
Damon
and then
Payne
even at the game
Sr.
as
Don't
well
forget
too.
about him. We met
Yep.
him. We got to meet
Yep,
Damon
Damian
Payne
Payne
Sr.
Sr. So we got to meet him, and then we Derek and I caught Jim and Megan, aka JJ McCarthy's parents, leaving the game as well too in our section. So it was awesome talking to them as well too. Regardless, just love the atmosphere, love meeting the people that we've already met, and then love meeting the people that we never even got to meet. Like it just feels like we have like just with the comments and stuff, but it was just an awesome weekend.
We're
Totally
gonna
just
definitely
awesome
do
weekend. It was
another
great.
meet and greet. Um,
Yes. October.
we're gonna plan it better this time, but we're definitely gonna do another one for anybody coming.
Mm-hmm.
To I wanna say the Wisconsin game. We'll be setting that up pretty soon. So I mean, not saying the first one was bad
Yes.
because it was fucking awesome. We had a blast, man. Shout out to everybody that came, like he said. I knew everybody that came. I ain't meet nobody for the first time, but a lot they did, and that's what made me happy because you guys don't get to interact with everybody like I do. So
Yep.
it was great. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my bro Draper and his new wife, Sheena,
Yep.
man. I'm glad to been a part of that experience. I was glad to have you boys home. Even though we ain't get to hang exactly like I wanted to, but I got to see you guys as much as I needed to. Shout out Justin Rowe for
Yep.
the tailgate. Shout out to the DJ. Shout out to like he said, Big Bird if I can, man,
Yeah.
one of these days. His name
We're getting
Brendan,
him on
right?
the pod. His name's
Yeah, I want
Brendan.
you.
He wants, yeah,
Yeah,
we're getting him on the podcast
bro,
too.
I definitely need to
He
sit
was
in the
on TV
section with you,
twice.
bro. I
He's
see
always,
that.
yeah, he was on
I
TV
want to sit in
twice.
the section with you. I just want to feel that student experience one
Yeah.
time, man. And just I had a great weekend, man. I was glad to see my brother Sky. He came all the way down from New York. It was I just everybody, my cousin Lionel, man, from Atlanta. It was just people from all over, man. Opening day is it's like a holiday, man. So thank you for everybody that came out, man. And we had a ball, you know what I'm saying? Until next time, like I said, Wisconsin, the next meet and greet. So
Yeah, couple
let's get it.
more comments in here. So Dre, you're getting a shout out here from yeah. So final thoughts on opener. Dre is a great chauffeur and much appreciated ride.
So for sure, you my bro.
CJ talking about big hits. Love big hits, but I'm old school. Wrap up too. Week 1 spreads are dumb. Going back to the spread. And then Scott again. I think after the Oklahoma game, the boa constrictor loosens up and make a transition to a bit more explosive of an offense. Tying back to one last thought here, and then we'll preview some keys to the game this week. One thing, speaking of the offense, that I thought definitely needs a little improvement, and this is probably where Bryce is a 18-year-old true freshman making some minor mistakes. They surprisingly went up tempo a couple of times, and we're going hurry up, and just got to slow it down a little bit. Because a couple of the penalties that we got, if Bryce would have just hung out an extra second or two and let his guys get set, we would have got the snap off and it would have been completely fine. So one of the things that did surprise me was going up tempo, going hurry up. And that's, I think, an opportunity for Bryce is to, hey, hold back a little bit, make sure your guys are set before trying to go. And that's just a young guy thing. So that's something that is completely coachable.
Was that for New Mexico or was that for Oklahoma?
I think that was for Oklahoma. I think that is I think that was.
I think they was working out a lot of the kinks for Oklahoma. To be honest, I think what I mean. Not saying that was the game plan, but I think they was trying shit to see what's gonna work and what
I think
there's.
I honestly think they're just putting that on tape for Oklahoma. I think they're just putting the up tempo on tape to make Oklahoma prepare for it. They might hit them with it, they might not. Sue, barbecue was slow as out Detroit opening in Ann Arbor this week. That is what it was, Slow's barbecue. And it was delicious. It was amazing.
I didn't get any. I should have. I was too drunk by that time.
Commit a felony right now to just get some of that again. Dude, its shit is so good.
Jesus.
I wouldn't go that far.
Good job, Justin.
Hey, is that in Ann Arbor?
Yeah.
Well, we need to hit that up next time when y'all come.
Those bartenders, I think they were from Canton, I believe, but yeah, those bartenders did a great job too. The tailgate was just out of. It was
awesome. It was excellent. All right, rapid fire, guys. Let's talk about some keys to the game this upcoming weekend. So, Jason, I'll start with you. What are some keys? You can go both sides of the ball. Keys to the game to what we need to do to come away with a W in Norman, not to be confused with Normandy, Norman, Oklahoma.
I've been calling it Normandy all week.
Omaha, man. So offensively, I think we just keep playing our game, full constrictor football, run the ball. I still think we're going to see some trick plays. I'd like to see McCauley throw a ball as well, too, but I think we're going to see Bryce Underwood run 2 to 3, maybe 4 times in this game as well, too, with RPO packages. So that's going to be key right there. Defensively, got to put pressure on the quarterback. Saw a comment earlier. I talked about it earlier. Their run game really wasn't effective last week against Illinois State. 103 yards on the ground. best running back, their starting running back or running back number one, only had 44 yards rushing. So if we can control the passing game, if we can get to the quarterback, could get some different packages on defense to get that passing game confused, Oklahoma is in deep shit, and that crowd's going to be real quiet. I still think we have a solid show out as well too. As for Michigan fans, but those are my key takeaways. Another thing that's interesting is so Brett Venables, talking about Bryce Underwood. I don't know if it was yesterday, today, or 2 days ago, whatever, but he's a little different. He said so. He reminds him of Trevor Lawrence.
That was
Quick,
today.
decisive, accurate, pulls, tough, consistent. There's a reason he was number one player in America. He goes on saying he's mature in the work ethic and the leadership ability to go along with that. So Brent was at Clemson with Trevor Lawrence. So I mean, Bryce is Bryce. I'm not want to compare him to Trevor Lawrence, but if you would take a little bit of piece of him, it might be a little bit close. So I mean, Brent is definitely for a head coach, like and a defensive coordinator coming from Clemson and even preparing for Trevor Lawrence in practices. I mean, he's going to be well prepared. I think so. Dre was talking about it. Yes, we need receivers to create quick separation, and I think we've seen a little bit of that, especially better than last season. But I think we're still vanilla, and I think we're going to have some trick plays for them as well too. Defensively, just keep playing aggressive. Secondary, if they close down those three receivers, like Dre was saying, with the top three guys getting well over 50 yards each for receiving yards, I think we'll be okay. But we got to get to the fucking quarterback, and we were really close week one. We got 3 sacks. It's just we got to do it this game, and we're going to face a really tough defensive line as well too. So the O line better be on their game. Really better be on their game. We're gonna get a Big Ten crew this weekend in Norman. Next year, when Oklahoma comes to Ann Arbor, we're getting an SEC crew. So
Oh, that's how that
I don't
worked.
know if that means that's how this one's working, I guess. And then
Oh,
the year after that, we got to go to Austin, Texas. So Barham being out the first half, that's gonna hurt. But I think the defense coming in is gonna play with a chip on the shoulder. And when Barham comes back, I think he's gonna play, smart, but he's gonna be a fucking beast when he comes out as well too.
For sure. Dre, what about your thoughts? Keys to the game, things that we need to do to
I think
come away with the W.
I'm gonna start with defense. I think we need to attack their two freshmen um linemen. I don't know what position they're playing on the line, but it's two freshmen on the line. I was just looking at their roster, that the two freshmen that start on the line. I think we need to attack them with stunts and all types of counters and everything to see where they at um early in this game to try to knock John Mateer off his game. Because if we just let him stand back there, he gonna slice us like a New York pizza. So I think we need to get after him often and early, to make it rattle a little bit, and that goes, like I said, that goes through their freshman offensive line. I think our line is better. Our defensive line is better than their O line. So I think it'll cause some problems for John Mateer in Oklahoma. Now on offense, I feel like we just gotta continue. Like Jason said, we gotta do what we do. We gotta play our game. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what that looks like just yet. But if that's running the ball with Justice Haynes and George Marshall and Dinkin and Duncan, hey, let's so be it. As long as we will come out of Norman with this win, I think it's possible. I think it's going to be hard. And I think if we win, well, I ain't going to say if we win, when we win, I think this is going to grow us up a lot. And this is going to make us better for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think those are some really good points, and a couple things that I want to add that I think are going to be keys to the game is, this is going to be Bryce Underwood's biggest challenge so far in his football life. Playing against a Brent Venables
SEC
defense Yeah, and just a defensive minded coach, a coach that is known for exotic looks and running a strong defensive scheme. So I think one of the most important things is we're gonna get a better look at our offensive line and where our offensive line is at. But Bryce, just stay poised, right? Just protect the football. If you can get through, punts are not bad drives, right? It's the turnovers that kill you. So stay poised, protect the football, do your thing, make plays. That's on the offensive side of the ball. The thing that I think is going to be important defensively. I want to see Wink not revert back into his old ways. And what I mean by that is don't hold him to 3rd and 7 and then go and then do a blitz and go straight man coverage. Their receivers are athletic as hell. Their quarterback is good. Mix it up. Do what you did at the end of the season. Give different looks. Have different coverages on the back end. If you do that and we get good pressure from our edges, which I think that Derek Moore didn't have a great game. I think he's going to come in pretty pissed off. And so that's his neck of the woods anyways. So he's going to go down there, and if our secondary can mix it up and we can get a little pressure and get some licks on Mateer, I feel pretty confident about where we'll land in this one, even on the road. So do you think score predictions, guys? Jason. You muted,
bro. You muted, bro.
I'm gonna do. Yeah, this one's tough. I'm gonna do 24 Michigan. Usually do 100-0, but 24 Michigan, and then we'll do 17 Oklahoma. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's still going to be a defensive game, even though like 24 might be kind of crazy for a defensive game, but 24, I think that's what points we put up.
All right, 24-17. Dre, what about you? Score prediction?
24-27 Michigan.
All right.
Oh my God.
So we did not coordinate any of this, but my prediction is 24-21. Last second, Dominic Zavada field goal to win the game.
Yep, that's exactly what I got it. That's how I got it. Zavada.
A couple more comments came in here. Scott, good night, guys. Sue, nothing better than when the Wisconsin boys come home. Absolutely, it was great seeing you, Sue.
Facts.
I love it.
And then Emily said she'll be in Austin too when you were talking, Dre.
Yeah.
Facts.
But you know
we
what?
In Austin, Ems.
I'll tell you what. It feels great to be able to talk about real football again. In the off season, we talk about all the things that we hear and all the things that we hope for, and we find ways to continue talking and doing podcasts and filling content. Nothing's as exciting about recapping an actual game and looking forward to the next one. So it's good to be back. It's good that football season's back. Best time of the year.
Facts.
For those of you listening for the first time, thank you. Be sure to give us a like and a follow. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify. Follow us on Apple Podcasts. Any friends or other Michigan fans, be sure to share the podcast with them. Be sure to also go to thevictorsnation.com/shop. That's where you can find VN merchandise that a lot of you were asking about over the weekend. And even more importantly, that's where we're selling these Cora Crew t-shirts with this year's Michigan football schedule on the back. All proceeds from these t-shirts are going to support Cora Fuller, who's a 6-year-old battling leukemia, to make sure that we do anything we can to support the family. But on that note, end of the first podcast, 25-26 football season. Dre, you want to sign us off?
Thank y'all for tuning in to the Victors Nation experience once again. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that notification bell so you won't miss any episode or anything we drop Victors Nation related. Come to the Facebook group, follow us on Twitter, And again, we thank y'all for the love and support. So, with that being said, love one another, always respect one another, and go blue for life.
Go blue.